matchup. Let's take a look at how these two players stack up against each other.
I think we're going to see a very, very even matchup here. We've got Orlando with a 50% win rate so far, so just kind of winning as many as he's losing. But, you know, it's been a little bit slower for him recently. I think Harrier's been picking up the pace. Orlando's been slowing down a little bit, so he'll be looking to get back on track. But the average guess time around 32 seconds, which is fairly long. Harrier a little bit longer, but you see the stats. I mean, we'll see the comparison in a second. But the stats are going to be pretty similar between these two players, which is why I'm really excited to see them play head-to-head.
Yeah, very close. I mean, Harrier, a little bit of a higher win rate there, 54%, and a little bit higher precision too. Really close though. Really close though. Let's take a look at where they are on the overall standings. Harrier has really made a jump recently and is now in 10th place. A very good standing for him to be in. Orlando there in 14th, a great place too. But again, as we said, he definitely would like to move up. Only a 50% win rate. If he wants to really 100% secure that slot in the World Cup, he's going to need a little higher than that.
Yep.
Let's get these players into the game. It's going to be Orlando Harrier moving round one.
Yeah, both players have played 11 matches. Harrier on 18 points and Orlando on 16. So very similar starts to the league so far. But like we said, Harrier has been on fire of late, whereas Orlando has been slowing down a bit. But we're starting in Brazil, which, you know, I don't think that's a bad thing for Orlando. Although Harrier, I think, is quite a good Brazil player. So we'll see how this one pans out. But these are players who not only are going to be competing for the spots at the regionals, these two are good enough, I think, to be competing for the direct qualification for the World Cup. So that is where both of these players are going to be setting their sights. So they both really care about how this match goes. How all the matches go, of course, but they're really kind of on the bubble right now, and they're really looking for some wins. Orlando's got an area code. I didn't see what it was, but Harrier's way more north.
Yeah, this is already really big difference for a round one. Orlando. That's huge points round one. One of the biggest we've seen so far. Harrier already on 2,400 health.
So like we mentioned before, Brazil, especially in urban environments, it is absolutely key to find an area code. Orlando was able to do it with about 10 seconds left. It gave him the state. And Harrier was just trying to region guess based off of the infrastructure that he saw, and that was a much tougher thing for him to do. So, no multipliers there, but a great start for Orlando. Definitely good for the mental going into this British Columbia round, where I don't imagine we'll see too much damage done.
Yeah, Orlando made a quick guess there. Harrier followed suit, close by to where Orlando is. So, yeah, really shouldn't see too much, but Orlando is going to hold his full health. He's going to hold his flawless. Taking Harrier down to 2,000 health already on round 3.
Orlando cannot afford to let his guard down here, though. Harrier's so strong. We've seen him make crazier comebacks than this. This is India. It's urban. The language to me just looks probably Hindi. Although it can be tough to tell sometimes from things like Marathi. But I think it's Hindi.
Looks like it. Both players haven't really found anything that's going to be too helpful here. Neither has opened the map up. What can they find?
Hindi is the most widespread language in India, so he doesn't narrow it down that much. You're probably going to be somewhere in the north of the country, but beyond that, it's not great information, so both players are really going to be looking for something else. Sujangar, I think, is something that Harrier's screen said, but good luck finding that. Orlando just going right smack in the middle. Harrier will probably do something similar. He's going Rajasthan, actually.
Farther west. Big country, big points. If Harrier's closer, this could be a bit of a comeback for him, and it will be. He's there in Rajasthan. 2 times damage. Deals 3k. 3k almost damage right there to Orlando's health. Orlando sitting on right about half health. Evened it up.
Big guess from Harrier there. I don't know if it was just it might have just been vibes based off of the architecture or something, because I don't think he had a city name or anything like that, or even anything that said Rajasthan. So honestly, really impressive guess from Harrier, because urban India can be very tough to read and guess.
Yeah, round 4 now. Orlando makes a quick guess in Bulgaria. Basically vibing a region guess, not wanting to give Harrier time to find anything. And they're both right there with each other.
Really nice guesses from both there. Very impressive.
Very, very impressive. Orlando holds the lead. Even after Harrier made a bit of a comeback, he's still on top. He stays on top after round 4. Will he after round 5?
Urban Ghana here, I would imagine it's just Accra, but maybe it could be Kumasi. But we have like a massive stadium here. It looks fairly dry, and it does say Accra on that sign. But with this stadium, I feel like this is kind of just where you have to go. I'd be quite surprised. Well, he found the sign too, but I'm guessing Harrier would have been in Accra anyway.
Yep, shouldn't see too much here. We're just going to rack up the multis a little bit more. Going to take us to round 6. Yeah, right there on it. Both players hanging out next to each other, and a quick little 6 points takes us to round 6.
Beautiful.
Love the way it works out like that. The scriptwriters really went off with that one.
Really working overtime, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
This will be Vientiane. There's no way the players are going to miss that. They have Lao flags, they have Lao language, and it's the only city in the country that doesn't have very noticeable car meta, so Vientiane is easy for both players to identify there. Still plenty of time left.
Yeah, plenty of time. 2 rounds in a row in notable cities. So we're just racking up the multis here. We're on round 7. Harrier needs the comeback, but it's doable with 4 times damage now.
He's got some signs. I don't know if they say anything. That says Lima. One of them says Lima. I don't know if he saw it or not. But there was a sign that said Lima. But Nazca is not Lima. Nazca is like the Nazca lines. Like, that's in Ica, a little bit further south. But it's also spelled with a Z, so maybe Nazca with an S is a different town. I'm not sure. Nazca, I mean, Orlando's in Nazca.
Yeah, he is there. He locks it in quick. Harrier hasn't seen that.
This could be game.
This actually could be game, especially considering Harrier's down, and Peru is a big country. Oh, wow, they're on the opposite sides of the country here. He tried to move last second. No!
Oh my gosh.
But Orlando with the 4999.
I wonder if Harrier would have survived. It looked like he clicked that area. I don't know if it would have been enough to survive. But that's really unfortunate for Harrier because you saw him try to click down there and he just didn't get the guess in. But Orlando with a major victory in the moving game.
Very impressive from Orlando there. And, you know, again, crazy. Harrier almost moved. It could have kept him alive. Orlando maybe still could have won, but it could have taken us to another round. We are now on no moving. Our players get only one 360 panorama. No moving up and down the road anymore. This is all they get.
Got a US round here. I'll be honest, I have no idea what I'm looking at here.
Yeah, this is tough.
Quite tricky.
Definitely tough. Really not a lot to go off of.
Double signpost. I don't mind Michigan. Definitely get a fair few of those there. Are they both going to go Michigan? Or is Orlando going Canada?
Yeah, is he about to go like near Toronto? We'll see.
He is in
He
Canada.
He is.
I think it's US, but now I'm questioning it. I'm not actually sure. We'll see.
Oh, wow, he's
clicking in Lake Huron.
he's doing a little swimming.
And it's Maine?
Wow. Southern Maine.
That's crazy. Maybe it was New Hampshire, I'm not sure which, but
yeah.
I would not have been over there either. Wow.
Difficult round. Very difficult round.
Turkey here. Do we have flat roofs? I think we have flat roofs. The area near Syria, you get a lot of roofs that are just flat like this. So it wouldn't shock me if that's exactly where Orlando goes, and it is. this southeastern area near
seems,
the
yeah.
southern border. I like the guess a lot from Orlando.
I do too. I was gonna say he possibly seems confident in the town, but he is still moving it around. Maybe he's like in this new town guess instead. Harrier now gets a zoom in, similar area.
Yep. Both have really the same vibe here, so I don't think we'll see too much damage dealt.
Yeah, especially around 2 at 1.5 times multi. They're both pretty close. Harrier farther west though, so could be something. Nope, just in between them.
Just downtown Shanliurfa. Makes sense. I mean, we had a pretty big skyline in the distance, so is what we're looking at. But it was just kind of edging the whole area, and we go to round 3.
Orlando had initially zoomed in right near there, so it's interesting he did end up kind of moving off of it, but still close. We move on to round 3.
I would imagine. I mean, this has to just be coastal South Africa. I mean, is it Cape Town? Is it George? Hard to say. Ooh, Orlando. Ooh, man. I feel like where Orlando is actually fits pretty well.
It does. I like it a lot. Guess is in. He's confident. Harrier needs to follow. He's closer to Cape Town.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind a Cape Town guess either, is the thing. I mean, it's certainly possible.
Definitely.
Even more probable with how many of these ridges you get there, but I do like Orlando's guess. He's on it.
Orlando. Very close, very close. Couple 100 points down to Harrier's health, but it's still quite a close game going into round 4.
Harrier definitely feeling the pressure. This is Norway, I think, with these long dashed outer lines. Probably southern or eastern Norway. Near Oslo I like a lot.
I like it too. Definitely makes a lot of sense. Big long dashes, very common in Norway. Good to know, good to learn.
It is actually west. Okay. Interesting round. I mean, we had sort of rocks along the side of the road, which I associate more with sort of southeastern Norway than anything. But, yeah. Harrier's still a little bit closer.
Going to round 5 now. The multiplier is 3 times damage. Big points could come.
Is this Bangladesh?
I like Bangladesh. That's kind of what I was thinking. Pretty classic tuk-tuks right there.
Harrier going for Chattogram initially. Both of them are south. Fairly similar guesses.
Yeah, both south, so shouldn't see too many points. The timer runs out. Harrier is going to let the timer run with his guess down to get it in. Yeah. Okay. Harrier a little closer.
Takes the lead. Just very back and forth this game. Not a lot in it so far. Harrier knows he needs to win it. Pangandaran, that's a kabupaten in southeastern West Java. Harrier knows.
Harrier locks it in.
Nice.
Does Orlando? No, he doesn't. He is on Java, though. So the region guess is not bad. He's looking for the town, I think, right now. But it doesn't seem like he can find it. Yeah, this is going to be big points for Harrier here. He's right on it.
Close. Oof.
Wow, that's huge points. That puts Orlando on 406 health.
Wow. And again, that's the moving experience coming in handy for Harrier there. This is quite the opposite of a moving round. Mongolia now. Again, in Indonesia, if you take the time to learn those 400 plus regencies, it really is a strength. And in no move, you don't usually see them, but in that case, they did, and Harrier did a beautiful job. This could be game, though. I mean,
yeah, it could
Orlando
be.
needs to be closer to survive, and he just clicked Ulaanbaatar.
Wow.
That might be game.
That's going to be the game for Harrier. 4 times damage gets him the win, and we move on to NMPZ. Wow.
Harrier's just been so strong. Yeah, a bit of a, bit of a mistake in the moving game, but he comes back and really a dominant performance in the no move. I don't think he was even below 5,000 health there. So it's really amazing to see what Harrier's been doing and what he continues to do in these matches.
It was a pretty close match. Harrier definitely was holding a lead, but both players were playing really solid right up until that Indonesia. Harrier takes the big lead, takes us to Mongolia, wins the game, and we go to NMPZ. Wow. We'll see what the players can do here. Difficult round. Not too much to go off of, but both players seem to be right there in a similar spot. Seems like we're on a coastal mountain, so...
Yeah, I think we can maybe see the... It's hard for us to see, but I assume that is water down there.
Yeah, I wondered it from this view, but having it on the full big screen there, I guess I can make it out for sure that it's water. Harrier is closer, but neither that close.
We'll just see. I mean, Harrier, he really has been so impressive recently. It's just I feel like for any player playing it feels like it's hard to get any damage off of him. This is a strange round, by the way. I don't know what this pavement is.
Yeah, this is wild. What are we looking at? We're seeing two different continents here.
Is the sun north? Is that why Harrier went South Africa here?
He did it so confidently too. Wow.
Wow.
It must be said that did not look much like South Africa at all.
No,
so
not at all.
What a guess.
It looked like Europe with the sun to the north. I guess the pavement was really strange. Like, I've never seen anything like that in South Africa or Europe, to be honest. I was totally lost there.
Yeah.
Orlando now hanging by a thread.
Only 800 points with Harrier on full health, and we're only on round 3. If that round had happened on round 3 instead of 2 with the multi, that would have been game.
Yep.
But we survive.
Chance, though. Could we see a crazy comeback? I wonder.
It is possible. He's basically just going to need to get slightly closer guesses every round until the multis are big and get a big hit. That's the only way to do it. Definitely not impossible. Can't count him out yet. But it's going to be hard to do.
Orlando going Indonesia. I thought it could be Thailand. Yeah. My first thought here was Thailand. I can't rule out Indonesia, but it kind of just looks a little more Thai to me, personally.
I might agree with that, actually.
Might be game either way.
We'll see. Wow.
Oh my God.
It is Thai.
It's still game.
But it's still the game, even though both pretty far apart. Definitely not what Orlando wanted to see there in that game, but an impressive